Chapter 7. Yes! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Ha ha! It's glorious! I'm a genius! Zeta trilled as she spun around inside a production room that was filling ice balls with colorful lava. Debbie and Glenn looked bemused as Zeta continued her self-adulation. I am so smart! Yes! So, are we ready to go then? We ready to drop some lava balls on some islands? Zeta was giddy. Against all expectations, Glenn had somehow managed to achieve the impossible, much to the relief of him and his team. Well, almost. Glenn took a deep breath and said, Well, actually, we've had a few complications. Zeta's mood changed instantly. Hold up. So you're telling me right now that my super weapon still doesn't work? Oh, no. We've actually made a lot of progress. Glenn gestured to an ice ball that had been filled with lava. Ha ha! Yes! I love it! Zeta's happiness returned for nothing more than an instant as she watched the ice ball melt from the lava's heat. You suck, Glenn. I thought the ball was supposed to hold the lava. It will. We are very close. We just need 2 more weeks. 2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? Zeta looked like she was about to blow a fuse. It's quite an undertaking, Glenn tried to explain. Okay, you know what? Zeta said. I'm going to do that thing again. That thing where I'm not quite sure I heard what I think I heard. She turned and shouted across the room to one of the Eagle Guards, Carl. Hey, skinny sassy face. Did you hear 2 weeks or tomorrow? Carl hesitated. Oh, I heard tomorrow. Fat dude, what did you hear? Zeta said to another Eagle Guard named Jerry. Definitely the thing that you said, Jerry answered, looking around nervously. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Zeta said menacingly to Glenn. I'm going to call my old engineer, Steve. She walked over to a phone on the wall and dialed. Down in the torture chamber, a phone in Steve's lab coat pocket began to ring. But Steve wouldn't be answering the phone, because all that was left of Steve was his skeleton. Jeez, that's dark. Oh yeah, he's dead, Zeta remembered, her face darkening. So, who was that you said to me? She asked Glenn. Tomorrow, Glenn answered. Oh, great, that's what I thought you said. Zeta beamed. See, everybody's happy now. Deep beneath the ocean, the heist crew was hard at work in their submarine. Red was sitting alone, deeply involved in planning. Across from him sat the rest of the team. To say they weren't so deeply involved would be an understatement. Chuck and Silver were playing a hand-slapping game and singing a rhyme. Down on the banks of the hanky-pank, the bullfrogs jumped from bank to bank, singing E-I-O-U. Your mama stank, and so do you. You gotta keep it down, okay? I'm over here strategizing, said Red, annoyed at their childish behavior. Silver and Chuck didn't seem to hear him. In fact, they got louder. Hey guys! Gonna ask your teacher what to wear, polka-dotted underwear. Gonna eyelid pat and then do that Silver and Chuck were batting their eyelashes together. It was the last straw for Red, who got up from his seat and into their faces. No! There is seriously something wrong with you two. A chime from the speaker system got everyone's attention. Leonard and Courtney entered the mess area from behind a curtain. Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard bellowed, I'd like to introduce you to our master of gadgetry, Gary! Leonard and Courtney cheered in unison. A sliding door opened dramatically, only to reveal a disheveled hipster Peggy. "This is the amazing team I've been working around the clock for," Gary said, unimpressed. "Working with what we got," Leonard chuckled. "That's sort of disappointing," Gary replied. "This is the part where you get up and follow me," he added flatly. The team did as they were told, and followed Gary into the gadget lab. The gadget lab was massive and filled to the brim with fascinating inventions. Everywhere they looked, piggy scientists in lab coats were working inside glass laboratories. "All the gadgets you'll see have been designed specifically with your mission in mind," Gary explained as they walked through the lab. They stopped in front of a briefcase, the first being Invisispray. Gary flung open the briefcase, revealing a spray can. "Need to go undetected in plain sight?" he asked as he sprayed a piggy lab assistant from head to toe. In the blink of an eye, the piggy lab assistant had disappeared. All that was left of him were his goggles floating where his eyes should have been. Invisispray does exactly that. "How long does the invisibility last for?" Red wanted to know. "Forever," Gary said, causing everyone else to look around at each other uncomfortably. What does the next gadget do? Bury us alive?" "Even better. Check this out." Gary went to show them the next gadget, but stopped when he saw Chuck and Bomb, who were lathering themselves with what looked like soap. "What are you two doing?" he asked, in a hint of irritation in his voice. Chuck giggled. "What is this stuff? It's fun." "Oh, that is a special type of flame retardant called pig snot," Gary answered. Chuck and Bomb froze in place, too grossed out to move, at least for a moment. Bomb couldn't resist sneaking a taste of the pig snot from the tip of his finger while the others watched in disgust. Silver had to cover her mouth to keep from puking. "All right, and moving right along," Gary said. "The Everything Ever pocket knife." It was several feet taller than Gary himself. "It literally has everything you could possibly need." "Does it have a radio transmitter?" Mighty Eagle asked. "Yes." "Infrared camera?" wondered Chuck. "Yes." "Emergency quesadilla?" Bomb quizzed. "Yes, the Everything Ever pocket knife has everything." Question, Silver joined in. "How would that fit in a pocket?" Gary shot Silver a death glare and shoved the knife's leash into his pocket. "Like this. Satisfied?" he gruffed. "Now, everyone prepare yourselves, 'cause this next one is really something special." Gary led them to a golden object that was resting upon a pedestal. It glowed in its very own spotlight. "Yes, my friends, bold yet sleek, simple while complex. This device can detect an eagle anywhere within a 100-foot radius. Simply push this button and it does the rest." Gary said while pressing the device's button. The device hissed open and began to shout, "There's an eagle nearby! There's an eagle nearby! There's an eagle nearby!" In an irritating high-pitched squawk. It was so loud that the heist crew could barely stand it. "Why, yes, clearly there is," Gary continued. "This clever little thing will no doubt prove to be a crucial tool during your mission." Wonderful! Amazing! Red shouted over the device. Can we turn it off now? Actually, it will turn itself off. Gary paused proudly. 1 hour after it doesn't detect any more eagles. What? Red yelled. He was about to have a major meltdown. Frantically grabbing the device from Gary, Red took aim to smash it against the wall. Silver quickly snatched it from Red and effortlessly unscrewed a plate on the surface of the device. With a flick of her wing, Silver yanked out a tiny computer chip and the device powered down. There. Oh, thank you, Red said gratefully. Their eyes met for a moment before Red turned back to Gary. Okay, guys, these gadgets are terrible, Red started to complain, but Silver pulled him aside. Hey, Red, can we chat for a sec? She said. She asked. I can tell you're used to running the show, and that's totally great and all, but maybe since we're all a team here, a team you put together, maybe you can try to be more supportive. The results may surprise you. Fine, Red conceded. Red and Silver walked back to the group and tried to give Gary the benefit of a doubt. Gary, whew, unbelievable, Red said, with more than a trace of sarcasm. Really, really good stuff. You know, I'm sure you can figure out a plan to use all of this awesomeness that you. Before Red could finish, he was cut off by Chuck, who had found a laser pointer and was wielding it excitedly as if it were a lightsaber. Oh my gosh! Chuck bubbled. Are these laser pointers? Hey, Red tried to get them back on track, but it was too late. Chuck's laser pointer had burned a hole in the side of the submarine. Water began gushing in, filling up the sub. Uh-oh, Chuck whimpered. Are we gonna sink? Red asked Leonard. It's possible, Leonard said, his head barely above the water.